What's going on, guys? I am Germ here, and today we are talking about the first big story coming out of the League of Legends 2020 offseason, getting ready to kick off Season 10, preseason coming out soon, free agency starting on November 18th, all these huge stories, and this is the first story confirmed coming from ESPN just a couple minutes ago that Cloud9 is going to be losing their jungler, losing their support. SVENSKEREN and ZEYZAL are going to be the first two pieces of the newly forming Evil Geniuses roster. As we all know, a couple months or a couple weeks ago, Evil Geniuses bought the Echo Fox slot in the LCS for around $33 million. Reportedly, somewhere around there, just a large amount of money. So they're coming into this space with huge investors, a lot of money, and they're looking to spend it. And I'm assuming that they spent a lot of money here in these two acquisitions. SVENSKEREN was the 2019 Summer Split MVP. He is also gaining residency in the first split of 2020 if he chooses so, if he decides to go with NA as his residency, which everyone assumes that he will because it's going to make him a ton more money and a ton more valuable, and it's going to make the team he's on just that much better. So they're shelling out a lot of money for him and ZEYZAL, one of the best NA resident supports. That is a great foundation to their roster. I am really curious to see who they're going to round out with the rest of that roster, but having one of the best resident junglers, one of the best resident supports, that's going to give them a ton of map control. It's going to give them two proven veterans, and I'm really confident that they're not going to fill out a star-studded roster like that with a bunch of no-names or washed-up pros or anything. I think they must have really big things coming, whether it's up-and-coming rising talent, some other imports, Koreans, Europeans, with all the craziness going on, or some new NA players that are going to be headed that way. There are a few guys that I think would fill out that roster nicely. I think if you are a former fan of Evil Geniuses in the past from previous seasons in the NALCS, or just looking for a new team to become a fan of, I think this Evil Geniuses roster is really going to spark something with a lot of NALCS fans because people love SVENSKEREN, people love ZEYZAL, people love Cloud9, and that's two of their biggest, best players over the last couple of years going to a new roster. This is crazy news. A lot of people expected SVENSKEREN to be leaving, especially after Blabber did play so many games at Worlds, and Blabber looked pretty good. Those rumors have been floating around, but honestly, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Reddit, all this stuff all the time. I hadn't heard a single thing about ZEYZAL leaving. So when I saw this story, I was like, whoa, that is crazy. ZEYZAL has been one of their best players for a while. He's a main shot caller for the team. Again, he's a resident. He's one of the best players at his position in the LCS, and letting him go is a huge thing. So I know Cloud9 fans and me, just as a fan of NA, I want there to be good teams. Really hope that C9 has a plan to replace these two players because it's not going to be easy. They're two of the best players and they're residents. There's not much upgrades to be made. Obviously, you can bring in new talent, you can develop them and maybe have them become better. There's a couple guys you could bring in. And I do trust C9. They have a track record of making a ton of really awesome, great decisions and being a really calculated, well thought out team. But I know there's definitely some people questioning things right now going on with C9. I think Blabber, it is going to be really interesting to see him playing a full season as the starting jungler for Cloud9. I thought he looked really good at Worlds at times. Obviously, they didn't win a ton when he was in there, and he made some mistakes, getting caught out, died a lot. But his early games were so proactive, so good, so creative. He created leads that, honestly, SVENSKEREN didn't really create in those Worlds games. Obviously, SVENSKEREN was the MVP of the summer split. No one's saying that Blabber's really better than SVENSKEREN right now. But I think he did show potential. If that potential can be honed and developed and, brought out in the right ways, I think Blabber could be a really special player and maybe one of the best junglers in NA, maybe in a year or two's time. So I think that is really exciting. I think Cloud9 fans should be excited about that. I don't think this is necessarily a downgrade. I know when contracts left a few seasons ago, people saw SVENSKEREN as a downgrade immediately or said, oh, why are we letting this guy go? SVENSKEREN came in, he did great, they developed him, made him better, unleashed the old SVENSKEREN that maybe wasn't there towards the end of his TSM tenure. Blabber has been one of the top unproven NA talents for a while, and I think it's going to be really exciting to get him in. Obviously, we've seen really talented junglers come up. One of the things I'm thinking of recently was we saw the rise of Mike Young. That never panned out, and now he's really someone that you wouldn't want on any team. I know he's bouncing around Academy a little bit and getting in and out of the LCS, but he's had some really bad results even after he had a really promising start to his career. So I hope that doesn't happen to Blabber. C9 fans obviously hope that doesn't happen to Blabber, but I think he is better than Mike Young. I think he's better than that. I think I think he's going to have a really big year for C9 this year. I don't know if that will mean great things for them because they may have some downgrades in the bot lane, and I think Niski is still largely unproven. But I do think Cloud9 fans should be in total despair. Obviously, Sneaky, he had kind of a down year. Hopefully he can bounce back, but who knows? They also might be going for a totally new bot lane. I've seen comments talking about Apollo and Hakuo coming to Cloud9. I think that would be really great. I think that would be cool. Apollo and Hakuo, I think they're one of the most underrated duos and just AD carry and support players in general in NA. Also, Reckless to C9 rumors, that would be fucking insane. That would be crazy. But who knows? I do think that Cloud9 has some plan. I don't think they're planning on just being a middling team in NA. That Forbes report that came out either yesterday or today showing that Cloud9 is like the third most valuable esport franchise, or maybe it was the first most valuable esport franchise. They have money to throw around. Obviously, they like saving money when they can to make a profitable League of Legends team because it's a very expensive field, but as it's growing and as they want to stay competitive, because if you're not competitive, you're not going to keep the fans, you're not going to keep the money coming in. They do need to make moves, so I'm sure they have some plan by letting these guys go, but I didn't expect the offseason moves to start this soon. I know they're getting ready for this big preseason, offseason show. It's like November 17th or November 18th. ESPN's doing it on Twitch, and that's going to be really exciting, but November 9th, 8 days away from that, the craziness already starting. I know Cloud9 fans aren't too happy about this news. Evil Genius and some NALCS fans in general really excited, but I think Cloud9 fans should be really excited for the weeks to come because I think there's going to be big news coming their way. Also really excited to see how Evil Geniuses rounds out that roster. That's just kind of my takes on everything. That's just my first takes. The story just dropped. I'm just rattling this off the top of my head, everything I think about the LCS. Really big, really passionate fan. But I want to hear what you guys think. How do you think the Evil Geniuses roster is going to round out? What do you think Cloud9 is going to do? Are you excited for either team? And yeah, just your thoughts on the offseason in general would be great. Make sure you leave a comment on this video. And make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. It's going to be a ton of LCS and League of Legends videos coming your way here shortly because this offseason is going to be wild. Thanks a lot for checking this one out, guys, and I'll see you next time.